Now, can someone confirm?
Yes, this is streaming live.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, many thanks who have already joined. A very good evening to all of you who have already joined. And a warm welcome to today's Saudha Facebook Live and concert series. As you know, today we are featuring one of the most talented sitar player today, and also appearing as an emerging sitar maestro in the global musical scene, Shakir Khan. Many thanks, Shakir Khan, for joining as part of this concert series.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
I would like to introduce our panel members.
Sure.
Shaheen Mitul, a spoken word artist and regular panel member of this session. Many thanks, Shaheen, for joining.
Thank you and welcome everyone to the show.
Hello, Sangeet. How are you?
We are delighted to have one of the finest Indian semi-classical vocalists here as part of this concert series as the panel member, Srimati Shumona Mollik Boshu, who is also a founder of another musical organization based in the north of England, Pratibha Performing Arts. Many thanks, Shumona, for joining as part of this series.
Good evening for having me and really looking forward to the evening. Thank you.
And Jasmine Chaudhary, a political activist, a social justice campaigner, and also a shortlisted MP candidate from Labour Party, a protocol politician. Jasmine Chaudhary, many thanks for joining as part of this concert series today.
An absolute honor. Thank you, Kaiser Bhai. Really looking forward to this evening. Thank you.
Many thanks who are watching. I always say this inspires us a lot. As you know, Saudha always very keen. Saudha is very keen to, and from the day one for last 10 years, it hosts live event, and that is what we are missing now. All around the year, it organizes live events of pure Indian classical music and some meaningful fusion of Indian classical music with other global art forms from 2010. And it's serving to promote Indian classical music, and many mainstream media always classes it as one of the leading promoters of Indian classical music here in Britain. Many thanks who already supports Saudha, and I know most of our audiences are missing these live events, a live interaction with musician, performers, and audiences, and we are badly missing this too. This is an unprecedented time, and it is an honor to have so many positive responses from great world-class musicians from all around the globe, from all different cultures, not just Indian music or Indian poetry or Indian other art forms, films. We are delighted to have so great responses from musicians, performers from all around the globe. And also the audiences who are watching it, sharing it. So those who are watching it now, you can support us and definitely others, your friends, by sharing this session and letting your friends be the part of this celestial, beautiful session of profound talk and music. So many thanks who are watching, and I would like to say just a few words on Shakir Khan. Shakir Khan is one of the most promising young exponents of the legendary Itawa Gharana, energetically following in the musical footsteps of his prodigious father uh, and guru, a sitar maestro, finest sitarist all around the globe, and one of my favorite musician in every sense, Ustad Shahid Parvez Khanji. Indeed, Shakir represents the 8th generational link, as you all know, in an unbroken chain of musical talent and tradition poured exclusively into the sitar and shur bahar. A chain that includes, besides Ustadji, the musical legacy of Ustad Aziz Khanji and that of the patriarchal shur baharist Ustad Wahid Khanji, who is Shakir's great grandfather, and great Ustad Bilayat Khanji is his great uncle. As might be expected from such a pedigreed musician, his talents surfaced early in life, and that is what we would like to explore. So we will explore a bit more on his musical journey, his vision on music and art forms through talk, and most definitely his beautiful, celestial, and sacred performance. So many thanks, Shakir, for joining as part of this session. Uh, First of all, how are you spending this time, and how is neighborhood at this moment?
Well, nobody was prepared for what's happening around this world, but I always think anything which comes across, we should take it positively. And I've been spending this time with my family, and this one time in many years that I've got so much time to spend with myself. And so I'm thinking about music more, I'm practicing more,
Great.
and also I'm teaching more. So I always feel that one who's teaching learns the most. So that is one part of learning that I have had. And just to be positive and discover yourself more in these times and stay healthy and just spread these positive vibes through music. That is what we've been doing all this while in the lockdown.
So you've been staying at home now, definitely, and then also I think this is perhaps this gives a great chance to all artists around the globe to come closer to the society. We always ask a question: what is the benefit of art in society? I think this is a chance to prove that musicians, artists are serving for society, like you said, by
True.
by 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 sending a positive vibes through music. And music is such a great art form that anyone, I mean, for someone to read poetry, someone has to be literate. But for appreciating music, no one needs no skill. Just they need 2 years and just listening skill, and that intrigues, electrifies them. Uh,
True.
so perhaps music is serving a great purpose now. And as you can see, after every session, we get so many responses, so many wonderful feedbacks through messages, through comments, and that inspires us a lot to continue more and more. But definitely, we are missing live sessions, and I would be really happy if we could have you, Shakir, as part of Saudha's live programming when the lockdown opens. I look forward to that, and let me tell you, I'm a big fan, the farmest fan of your father, Ustad Shahid Parvez. Every time I listen, uh, I feel sort of horizon opens up in front of my eyes. So many thanks. I would like to ask, how are you starting with perhaps with a beautiful performance from you. But let me also introduce one of our panel member, a poet and a very talented journalist, a friend, a part and parcel of this panel, as Sarwari Alam. Many thanks, Sarwari, for joining.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and a very happy and warm welcome to Mr. Shakir Khan and beautiful people around me. My friend Jasmine Chaudhuri, Shahid Mithul, and Shumonari. And quite rightly said, really, it is very important to be positive, to remain positive. Mr. Shakir Khan, I really appreciate it. This is very important in this crisis, really. We need to remain positive. And this is what we will try to do, and we will try to make a great session with some poetry as well. Let's have a great show. Thank you.
Thank you. Looking forward. Thank you so much.
Many thanks. I hope everyone has managed to share this, and then I also hope the viewers who are watching, please share, please spread this word, spread this beautiful message of hope, message of confidences to all around the world. So many thanks. How are we planning to start? What is in your mind to play?
I just thought of a very colorful and positive, as I said, Raaga, Ragdesh, which brings everyone together. So
Wow.
I play a short piece in Ragdesh, little alap and composition of my father, and then let's see how it goes.
Okay. Perhaps we missed. We are. Hello. Is this for internet connection, perhaps?
Yeah, I think he's experiencing some kind of connection problem over there because he doesn't appear. Yeah.
Let me connect. এটা
I mean, from my end,
hello. Oh no, I can't hear anything as well. So that looks like
we have lost him.
Can you
we have
call
lost
him,
the
Kaishar?
connection.
Can you call
Ji?
him? Can you call him?
No, well, I am trying to contact the one who manages.
Where is he based? Where is he based, Kaishar bhai?
Perhaps in Delhi.
Yeah.
Just a second. Hello, we missed the connection. Okay, thank you.
Right? If
In the meantime, if we
Yeah.
can do any poetry,
Yeah.
if that's okay.
Exactly. Yeah, this is what we can do. Let's keep the session continue.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, it started so well.
Yeah, it was beautiful, really. But you know, since
Beautiful
yesterday, I was trying to you know, join the session yesterday, but I failed because of connection problem from my end. তাহলে কাইসার ভাই আমরা কবিতা পড়তে পারি।
Please, if you could read.
ঠিক আছে। ওকে, আমি একটা রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুর থেকে পড়ছি মর্মবাণী কবিতাটি। শিল্পীর ছবিতে যাহা মূর্তি মতি, গানে যাহা ঝরে ঝরনায়, সে বাণী হারায় কেন জ্যোতি, কেন তা আচ্ছন্ন হয়ে যায় মুখের কথায়, সংসারের মাঝে নিরন্তর প্রয়োজনে জনতার কাজে, কেন আজ পরিপূর্ণ ভাষা দিয়ে পৃথিবীর কানে কানে বলিতে পারিনে প্রিয়ে ভালোবাসি, কেন আজ সুর হারা হাসি, যেন সে কুয়াশা মেলা হেমন্তের বেলা, অনন্ত অম্বর অপ্রয়োজনের সেথা অখণ্ড প্রকাণ্ড অবসর, তারই মাঝে কে তারা অন্য তারকারে জানাইতে পারে আপনার কানে কানে কথা, তপস্বিনী নীরবতা। আসন বিস্তীর্ণ যার অসংখ্য যোজন দূর ব্যাপে, অন্তরে অন্তরে উঠে কেঁপে আলোকের নিগূঢ় সঙ্গীতে, খণ্ডে খণ্ডে বলে ভরা কীর্ণ চিতে, নাই সেই অসীমের অবসর, তাই অবরুদ্ধ তার স্বর, ক্ষীণ সত্য ভাষা তার, প্রত্যহের অভ্যস্ত কথার মূল্য যার গুছে, অর্থ যায় মুছে, তাই কানে কানে বলিতে সে নাহি জানে সহজে প্রকাশী ভালোবাসি। আপন হারানো বাণী খুঁজিবারে বনস্পতি আসি তব দ্বারে, তোমার পল্লব পুঞ্জ শাখা বুজ্জ ভার, অনায়াসে হয়ে পার আমার চতুর্দিকে মেলেছে নিস্তব্ধ অবকাশ, সেথা তব নিস্তব্ধ উচ্ছ্বাস, সূর্যোদয় মহিমারে পানে আপনারে মিলাইতে জানে, অজানা সাগর পার হতে দক্ষিণের বায়ুস্রোতে অনাদি প্রাণের যে বারতা, তব নব কিশলয়ে রেখে যায় কানে কানে কথা, তোমার অন্তরতম সে কথা জাগুক প্রাণে মম, আমরা ভাবনা ভরি উঠুক বিকাশী ভালোবাসি, তোমার ছায়ায় বসে বিপুল বিরহ মোহে ঘরে বর্তমান মুহূর্তেরে অবলুপ্ত করি দেয় কালহীনতায়, জন্মান্তর হতে যেন লোকান্তরগত আঁখি চায় মোর মুখে, নিষ্করুণ দুঃখে পাঠাইয়া দেয় মোর চেতনারে সকল সীমার পরে, দীর্ঘ অভিসার পথে সঙ্গীতের সুর তাহারে বহিয়া চলে দূর হতে দূর, কোথায় পাথেই পাবে তার ক্ষুধা পিপাসার এ সত্য বাণীর তরে তাই সে উদাসী ভালোবাসি। অনেক ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে শোনার জন্য।
Many thanks. Many thanks. Yeah. So we are, I think we are back again. Can everyone hear me? Can Shakir ji hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you, Kaishab bhai.
Okay.
We can.
So we can
glad
start
he's
perhaps.
back.
Quite unfortunately, this is the drawbacks of technology. So we can start now with Ragdash and see how it goes. Thank you. Ah. 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 Uh-huh. क्या बात? Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. क्या बात? Uh-huh.
Let these be your desires. Let these be your desires by Khalil Gibran. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But if your love and must needs have desires, let these be your desires. To melt and be like a running brook that sings its melody to the night. To know the pain of too much tenderness, to be wounded by your own understanding of love, and to bleed willingly and joyfully, to wake at dawn with a winged heart, and give thanks for another day of loving, to rest at the noon hour and meditate love's ecstasy, to return home at eventide and gratitude, and then to sleep with a prayer, the beloved in your heart, and a song of praise upon your lips. Thank you.
Many thanks, Jasmine, for reading from Khalil Gibran, one of my favorite poets, and I'm sure there are so many around the world who loves Khalil Gibran, and it complements this beautiful rendition of Ragdash. The way you portrayed love, actually, if we have to pack up the whole thing in one word, this is love. And I'm sure our audiences are equally mesmerized at this moment and finding no words after this beautiful playing. If we can get some audiences feedback, because just to let them know that we haven't forgotten audiences, and please, those who are watching, we can help, we can stand by each one's side by so many ways. First of all, supporting, looking for the ways how we can support more, and also secondly, sharing this beautiful session of live music and I mean, inviting others to be the part of this wonderful message of a wonderful session of music. Especially this music is from non-Bengali background or non-Indian background, just to let them know that this is such a treasure of world music. And though, perhaps if you're watching, you all will agree with this, regardless whether we understand the intricacies or not. So Let us have some feedback from audiences. Mitul, is it possible to
Oh, yeah,
read some comments from audience?
yeah, sure. Aniruddha Mukherjee, Gauri Chaudhary watching with us. Shangjukta Mitra, wonderful to see all the happy faces. Manju Singh,
Many thanks, Sangjukta. Sangjukta is a wonderful singer from Vishnupur, Gharana. Many thanks for watching. I mean, we look forward to have you in our panel sometime. And many thanks to Aniruddha Mukherjee, another wonderful tabla player, always joins our live session, but this year, a bit different. But every year, Aniruddha becomes part of our session. Many thanks, Aniruddha, for watching. Gauri Chaudhary, another firm supporter of Saudha, a wonderful, versatile singer here in Britain. Many thanks for watching, Gauri.
then Manju Singh, pranam to our Guruji. Abhrabhumi, great to be here.
Many thanks, Abhrabhumi. Abhrabhumi is another friend, a classical vocalist, I mean singer, and learning under the tutelage of Ajoy Chakraborty. Many thanks for watching.
Then Priyanka Ghosh, so amazing. Kulwant Kaur, no words, amazing. Manas Chatterjee.
Many thanks for watching and supporting our activities. And truly, this is a solace. This is a spiritual food for so many of us.
Yeah, then Manush Chatterjee, amazing. Abdul Harris, excellent. Ayub Koromali, absolutely superb.
Many thanks, Ayub Koramali Bhai. Many thanks, Haris Bhai, for watching. And who else did he say? Who else we missed?
That was sorry. Manush Chatterjee.
Manush Chatterjee is a photographer, as far as I know, from Kolkata. So an acclaimed photographer. Many thanks for watching. So I'm sure all of our panel members are spellbound with this beautiful spiritual rendition of playing. Shumana, would like to add anything?
Absolutely speechless, Shakir. I don't have words to express my feelings, how much I've enjoyed. Absolutely nailed it in your first recital. I don't know what's coming on next. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful.
Sarabhai?
Agreed with Shumanadi. It's a wholehearted presentation. I'm sure. I'm just trying to imagine how would it like if I would enjoy this sitting in the same room with Shakir ji. Really, it would have been much more better. Definitely, great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Many thanks. This is I mean, always. I was recalling the memories of listening Shakir's father. And when it comes to any soulful music, I always see him playing. So this is always fixed in my imagination. Any kind of soulful music, Shahid Parvez, such a great musician of this time. One of the finest perhaps in last 20th century, one of the finest musician and still continuing, a great legacy of music. So Shakirji, just one question that you'd like to start with, which is, could you say a bit more on your learning session? Because you came from, especially the one who has 8 generational link, unbroken, illustrious link. And then also, you don't have to listen perhaps others. If you just listen your family musicians in your family, a world-class standard has been set. And then when you start again playing sitar, what do you say? I mean, especially when you have always a standard and which is at that height. So perhaps your learning would be different than others. So if you kindly touch this issue as well when you describe about your learning.
Well, actually, it was not so different from others. And my father also always made a point that I am a shagird when I'm learning. So I'm a student when I'm learning. So whenever I'm learning, it's in front of everyone. And I've been taught the same things that his students, his shagirds are taught. So there's no special treatment just because you're a son. Being a son is a different thing altogether. So that's how that principle he always has in his head. So whenever he's teaching, whenever he's a guru to all the shagirs. No matter if it's his son or any relative or anyone else, an outsider, it doesn't matter to him. So that's how we've been learning all our lives. And of course, I've been lucky to be born in such a great family and who has legends and all the generations, and I'm really blessed. But at the same time, I don't think I don't feel any burden or any, sort of people. Sometimes people compare, how it is, but it's just I just want to do the right kind of music. I just want to play rightly, and I want to be a good student, and that's all I've been doing all my life. So I think there's so many times I've been asked that born in such a big family that they're legends, and how so many people playing great music, great sitar. So how I was like, music is one thing. What I feel, it never stops. It always grows. It's always growing, and it's going forward. So it cannot stop at one person or at one generation. I think if you are doing it in the proper way, if you're having talim or learning with the right guru, and we've learned in a Gurukul system. So if you're doing that right, and if you have dedication and the right talim and the right guru, I think you can always take music forward, and it's not going to stop. So I, my father once told me that when he was young and he used to listen to the great musicians of his family, and also everyone else, it's not, music cannot be just confined to a family or a group of people. It is everywhere. It is how you feel, what you feel about yourself or about the world. That's how you express in music. So first of all, we've been taught that you have to listen to everybody, because everyone has their own flavor, everyone has their own way of presenting the music. So
I think we have lost him again.
Hello. I think we have lost you again, but no worries. We are trying to reconnect you, and that's probably for internet connection. Internet connection is not that good. Let me send. So, Mitul, is it possible to read any piece of poetry in the meantime, until we have him
Yeah,
connected?
one of the audiences suggested using a key stream. He thinks that would resolve this problem.
Key
What is
stream.
that?
Yeah, key stream.
What is key stream?
I don't know that.
Right, okay, we'll
Probably.
talk once he appears.
Yeah.
We can talk on this.
Okay. So in
Any comment you would like to read before we miss?
yeah, Jagir Alam, kya baat hai, bahut khoob, mashallah.
Many thanks, Jagirji, for watching.
Kulwant Kaur, mesmerizing. Arun Kumar, wah. Prachi Khan, wah wah. Shahidur Rahman, বাহ বেশ ভালো লাগছে, খুব প্রিয় বৈঠকি আড্ডায় সেতারের উপস্থিতি একটা ভিন্নতর আমেজ এনে দেয়, সাধুবাদ।
Exactly, many thanks. This is a recital of Sitar by the son of one of the finest sitarists of 21st century, I should say, Shahid Parvez Khanji, Shakir Khan. Shakir Khan, those who have already listened his dash, you can see how his father's playing, his father's vision, father's philosophy of music gets replicated, gets reflected in his finger.
Then Sanjay Day, I have listened to the mind-blowing this after so long time, enjoying the musical session undoubtedly.
Many thanks, many thanks for this beautiful comment. You are watching outside. That's great to know. Please, if you kindly read a piece of poem.
Sure, I would like to read one more comment. Debani Ghosh, beautiful Shakir ji, I had the pleasure to meet and attend your masterclass in Leeds last year.
Oh, great. Wonderful to know this. So those who are watching, please share it. Again, I'm insisting because the aim of this session is to preach the message of hope, message through profound music, through celestial music that gives remedy. And we all agree this music gives remedy. And if you share, number of others will be connected as part of this series. So please do share and do leave feedback. In the meantime, let us listen to from Mitul's poetry recitation.
Yeah. So, in keeping with the theme of love, I would read from Emily Bronte, Love and Friendship. Love is like the wild rose briar, friendship like the holy tree. The holy is dark when the rose briar blooms, but which will bloom most constantly? The wild rose briar is sweet in spring, its summer blossom scent the air. Yet wait till winter comes again, and who will call the wild briar fair? Then scorn the silly rose wreath now, and deck thee with the holy's sheen, that when December blights thy brow, he still may leave thy garland green. Thank you.
Many thanks. I think we are on now. Shakir ji is there. Let us perhaps start another recital, and then we'll move forward to more
Sure.
about your music. One of our audiences said key stream. What did he say, Mitul?
Yeah, one of the audiences said use a key stream. That would probably help with the, let me, hearts of comments. Yeah. Bhai, please, Anand Vyas, he has said that, Bhai, please use a stream key. Sorry, I said it the wrong way around.
Stream key.
Stream key, yeah. So the sound doesn't happen like this. Use OBS.
I think stream sound is okay. Sound is quite okay, but I think this is a problem with connection. We can hear the sound okay. I think.
I'll play a little bit of Rag Jhinjoti.
Yeah, Jhinjoti, wow.
Yes, it's a very
Right.
Even Jhinjoti is a very playful and I would say happy rag, and I think it's appropriate for this time. So just.
Alright. Again, spellbound. Shumanab, you're trying to tell something.
नहीं, कुछ बोलने का मन नहीं कर रहा है. You know, we have all been transported to a different world altogether. वहां से वापस आना मुश्किल हो जाएगा उस्ताद जी. And sharing a laptop screen with you, it's an honor. You know, it's an absolute honor. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Let us perhaps go back to some audience's feedback, and then we'll come back to.
Shangjukta Mitra enjoyed the recital. Thank you, Saudha Arts and TM Kaisar Bhai for the session. Prati Khan, beautiful. One of my favorite rags. Prajakta Apte, beautiful rag. Usha Khanna, bahut sundar. Manju Singh, wow. Prakash C. Bhadra, watching from Bangladesh.
Wow, many thanks, many thanks. So number of audiences we are having from Bangladesh, Italy, America. I can see Snezhina is watching as well. She's a Cuban musician. So this is a great, I think, this is something great with this online session that people from all around the globe can join. Anything else would like to add, Mitul?
Lots of comments. Dagir Alam, splendid.
Those who are watching, an honest request, please share. Please share. If you like it, then your friends will like it too as well. Like it too. So many thanks to those who are watching. Please share. That shows if you like, then your friends will like it too. Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you. Reading a poem by Rabindranath Tagore, Unending Love. I seem to have loved you in numberless forms, numberless times, in life after life, in age after age, forever. My spellbound heart has made and remade the necklace of songs that you take as a gift, wear around your neck in many forms, in life after life, in age after age, forever. Whenever I hear old chronicles of love, in age-old pain, its ancient tale of being apart or together, as I share on and on into the past, in the end you emerge, clad in the light of a pole star, piercing the darkness of time, you become an image, what is remembered forever. Thank you.
Many thanks, Jasmine. So Shakir ji, you made me spellbound. So I find, like everyone, I find no words after beautiful music. One thing, perhaps before we ask some other questions, we have so many quests to explore more about this beautiful genre of world music. How imagination works in musician's mind. Say, for instance, when you write poetry, you see something. If I would like to describe a sky, I mean, the sky always comes to my mind, and then I just write with the words. But when you portray the raga, Jinjati, for an example, how imagination works in your mind, and what do you see? Would you see anything that you want to paint, or just some invisible acts you try to?
That's the beauty of Indian classical music. There are roots, but there is so much scope for creation and imagination that every rag, even if it's played Many times I've played this rag, and so
Mhm.
many artists have played this rag. But
Mhm.
every time the flavor, the fragrance, the feel, the mood, everything is always different. So that's the, I
Mhm.
think, beauty of Indian classical music. First of all, I'll put it that way. As far as imagination goes, I feel raga is a framework. So there are
Mhm.
certain rules you have to
Mhm.
follow,
Mhm.
and it's a canvas given to you.
Mhm.
And why it differs, what I think, I personally feel that at that moment, at that point of time when you're performing, or
Mhm.
when you're sort of decorating a rag or painting on a canvas, you would always do things which you are feeling at that point of time.
Mhm.
How you're feeling or what you're thinking, maybe how your body is reacting, or maybe you're feeling very strong, so you'll pull more, you'll play more dance maybe. If you're
Mhm.
feeling very mild and beautiful and meditative, you play more means. So that's how our imagination works. It's on the time of the day, how you're feeling, the people around you, everything else matters in that when you're creating. And sometimes it becomes easy, sometimes it becomes difficult to differentiate, because when you're playing the same rag many
Mhm.
times,
Mhm.
it may sound similar, it may sound
Mhm.
similar, but that's the beauty of our Indian classical music, that there's no limit for imagination, there's no limit for creation, there's just a
Exactly. No,
so
I mean, the way, I mean, this is a perhaps a great mathematics. The permutation combination you do when you play, when you ascend or descend. Sometimes perhaps audience are thinking, oh, you will descend in that way, covering that notes, but you did completely different way. And that is the beauty. I mean, all of a sudden your subconscious mind comes out with joy. Wow, kya baat, because when you ascended following certain notes of the raga, and audience always resonates and predict how you can descend, and then you descend, but you did some extraordinary work of perhaps need, for an example, or some, you descend in a completely different way that audience imagine. That that actually amazes perhaps the audience. As an audience, that's how I feel. Sometimes I mean, that sort of prediction always works in audience's mind, and you excel. Sometimes you made you follow some unpredictable road, and then that is the beauty. Rightly said, that is the beauty that
yes,
your
right,
imagination works, and permutation combination works in so many different ways.
right.
Another thing that I feel, perhaps rasa is another great theme for especially Indian classical music. And you said uh, when you played Jinjati, this is a happy raga. But again, listeners, because obviously our music is more about melancholiness. Even when you say the mode of happiness, a fine layer of melancholy, sadden, somber thread always works. So does it, I mean, as a musician, does it matter at all how your mood is? If your mood is melancholic, does it reflect when you play? Or if your mood is quite happy, does it reflect? Like you said, perhaps if your mood is melancholic, you do more alap, for an example. But if you are happy, you do more perhaps tan, uh, more tan or something like this. So does it matter when you, I mean, how the musician's mood is when you portray the raga?
Yes, absolutely. I think music is a reflection of who you are and what you are. So
Mhm.
whatever you are thinking, the kind of person you are, the kind of life you live, the kind of values you have,
Mhm.
everything is going to reflect through your music. You don't have to say a word. When you hear any artist play, and
Mhm.
if it's a really creative artist, I may put it that way. Uh, a little bit you listen to that person, you look at that person performing, and you'll really connect to that person. That is
Mhm.
because uh, the music is the reflection of your inner self. You're playing
Mhm.
exactly what you're feeling, who you are, how you are. And
Mhm.
also, as I said before, the presentation also, there are two ways of going about it. First is being a thorough professional And when you take a rag and you have to perform, so that's a performance. At point of time, you know the rules of the rag, you know the goods and bads of the rag, you know where the dad or the appreciation is going to come. So that is a professional way of looking at it. We have been more emotional, and we go with our feelings more than that. So always, it depends on how you're feeling at that point of time, how the audience is. And everything else adds up, and that is your performance at that point. That is how I feel. I personally feel it's very important. I can't just decide a rag from my home and go to a stage and just perform that. No matter how the audience is, how the response of the audience is, how the vibes I'm getting from the audience. It's very important. So you have to. I personally have a great feelings, and everything around me plays a great role. It plays a big role in what I'm performing, how I'm performing. So I would say that really is a big part of any creative artist's performance, or he's playing it. Not even a performance. Anytime when he's playing, he'll be playing differently, because every day or at that point of time he's feeling differently, or everything else around him is different.
Go on, Shomana.
Yeah, I'm just remembering one word, tehzeeb. Tehzeeb dikhai dete na, when artist plays. So that's an Urdu word. Tehzeeb means culture and your upbringing, your surroundings, everything. An artist playing, tehzeeb dikhai deti hai. So just remember the word. Wanted to share with you all.
Another thing, before we move on to another beautiful performance from you, how would you connect the word spirituality? There are lots of anecdotes, lots of saying that this, especially our Indian classical music, connects spirituality. And there are some counter thread of narrative as well. People think this is like all other art form. It is a skill. It is a exhibition of a musician's skill instead of spirituality. And then I always think it's a very good debate, actually, because people, when Ravi Shankarji played or Vilayat Khanji played in front of Western audiences, then number of people, about 95% Western audiences are perhaps agnostic or atheist people. They don't have any emotion of devotion, but they still equally connects with this music. So would you think this is still for spirituality, or this music is still promoting spirituality, or there are some other thread as well that can
Well, I think there are different definitions of spirituality. People understand spirituality very differently. According to me, if I'll just speak about myself, when I'm performing, the connection with the people, the eye-to-eye contact, or the appreciation, the daat, as we say, and the ability of artists to connect the people and to take them to your level, or bring them to your level at that point of time. I think that is spirituality. You are when you connect with them, you're spreading, or you're giving them happiness, you're giving them peace, and you're making them one. The whole audience becomes one. And I think that is spirituality. It's not that, oh, I went somewhere else, I met something, and I saw something. People may have experienced it, I understand. Because sometimes when we play, sometimes I realize what I've played, or what I was going to play. I just forget and I play something else. And it
but
just
this is perhaps the metaphysical emotion people meant actually by spirituality. But what would you be okay in accepting when some musicians said that this is a way of connecting with God? But what you said, you try to connect with audiences,
right?
And that is an interpretation of spirituality to you. But there are some, you'll see, especially the musicians of Indian classical music, they feel through this divine art form, this is a way forward to connect with God. And that is perhaps Western narrative. from Western narrative, this is perhaps.
Interesting way of looking at this. As you said, connecting to God. No?
Mm.
There are two things. And first of all, my father told me there's a philosophy that if you want to be close to God,
Mm.
come close to the people who are close to God, and you automatically become close to God.
Wow, very intelligent answer. Great.
That's the first philosophy. And the second thing, I
Mm.
think every person has God inside them.
Mhm.
And when I'm as a performer, as an artist, if I can connect to even one,
Mhm.
through that person, I'm connecting to God. So that is how I feel about it.
Great. A wonderful answer. I'm sure our audiences are loving it. And especially, I'm asking this because of Western narrative, because Western narrative always questions about our way of taking spirituality, especially from atheist point of view, agnostic point of view. But this is great also that connecting with uh, the metaphysical emotion of audiences is another way of spirituality. Let us go for another performance. Shakirji, what are you playing now?
Now that we've spoken about spirituality and meditation, I would play a rag which really takes me closer to that, and it would be Rag Pilu.
Rakpilu, wow, great.
I'd like to tell you a very short story about this about Pilu.
Right.
When I was little, I used to when my father used to play Pilu, I used
Mhm.
to close my eyes and listen to him because Pilu was, even when I was young, I didn't understand much, but I used to love it because I don't know, I felt it.
Mhm.
And within like 2 minutes, I had tears in my eyes,
Mhm.
always, whenever I used to hear this rag from him. So that's why it's so special and it would connect me somewhere. That is what I found out when I was very young. So
Mhm.
I feel music has the power of connection. It has the power of getting everyone together.
Right.
Uh, and from that experience, I would I grew up and then I found out so many things. But that is one thing I wanted to share with you.
Mhm. Super. Ah,
In keeping with the theme of spirituality and connection, reading from Hafiz, I have learned so much from God that I can no longer call myself a Christian, a Hindu, a Muslim, a Buddhist, a Jew. The truth has shared so much of itself with me that I can no longer call myself a man, a woman, an angel, or even a pure soul. Love has befriended Hafiz so completely, it has turned to ash and freed me of every concept and every image my mind has ever known. Thank you.
many, many thanks, Mitul, and many thanks, Shakirji, for an exceptional recital of Pilu. Pilu is deemed as light raga, but the way you presented you went beyond this, and supreme submission gets reflected, because you started with the popular version, Giri Giri Aaye, or the song version, and then you explode more profound rasa, which is the supreme submission. What a beautiful presentation of Rag Pillow. And those who watch this, I'm sure you all will agree with this. What a pleasure listening this. I was thinking you will follow the lighter chalan, and you started with a great dadra, giri, giri, giri aaye, and then you followed your own way. Such a beautiful, and then I such a beautiful recital. And like you said, spirituality and supreme submission. That is the reflection you portrayed through this wonderful recital.
Thank you.
And then I was thinking while you were reciting this, I was thinking perhaps, and that is my next question actually, whether uh, perhaps you sing first with your heart, whatever you are playing. You closed your eyes and then you were playing, and I was thinking that you were singing first, whatever you were playing in your sitar, or you were listening something first, and then you replicated this through your recital, and that provokes me to ask you whether you tried ever, or you definitely you took training of vocal music perhaps, but you tried singing.
Well, I always think one has to learn vocal and tabla in order to play any kind of classical music. You have to learn. Vocal is the base of Indian classical music, I feel. Uh, what I tend to do, or what I've been taught to do, is I try to sing through my sitar. So that's my instrument. Anyone that there are vocal masters, and there are so many great vocalists singing. So their instrument is their gala, as we say. But my instrument is my sitar. So I try to sing through my instrument. Of course, you all know that we are playing the gaiki ang. So the gaiki ang itself means to play like it should sound like you're singing. That's the whole motive of, and that's the whole training we've got to. When we say gaikin, it's like it's singing, it's bandishes, and it's all these khayals, but it's played. The instrument is sitar, so I'm singing through my sitar. That is how I can put it.
But did you try singing ever? I mean, I'm sure that sitar is your main and perhaps only way, only art form that you do passionately and professionally. But did you try singing ever?
But I think every classical musician does, and I won't do it in front of anybody. But I
You won't
love
do it in front of, yeah. So I was moving to that question, whether you could
because
sing.
Me too, me
most of
too.
artists are vocalists, but I would not. I really respect them so much that being a professional musician and being a professional sitarist, I don't want to sing and sort of. I mean, there's too much respect for all the singers who put in so much effort. They've done so much riyaz as I've done in sitar. So I will leave the singing to them, and I'll just try to play my instrument.
Okay. Shimona, are you trying to ask anything before we move on to
No. We are all mesmerized, and मैं भी आपको बोलने ही वाली थी कि थोड़ा सा गाना हो जाए, but आपने तो पहले से ही मना कर दिया. तो क्या करें? Next time definitely.
अगली बार रियाज करके आऊंगा आपके लिए, और फिर मैं शायद
जरूर. नहीं, when we were mentioning, you were mentioning about the spiritual side, and there's a Bengali saying, "Jibe prem kore jei jon, shei jon shebiche ishore." So that's what we were discussing. So humanity is the best way to get connected with the spiritualism.
Yeah, so that's a great Bengali poet, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar wrote.
Yeah.
জীবে প্রেম করে যেই জন সেই জন সেবিছে ঈশ্বর, the one who loves creature, loves God's creature, he is another way loving God.
Good.
আমি একটু বাংলা বলতে পারবে বুঝতে
Oh,
Wow.
that's wonderful.
Have you ever been in Kolkata?
Yeah, Kolkata is one of my favorite cities.
Yeah, you played in Double Lane, didn't you?
Yeah, I played like 3 or 4 times.
Mhm. Right. Let us have some feedback from audiences. Mitul, if you kindly.
Yeah, lots of feedbacks. I'll read a few. Ram Prapanna Bhattacharya is watching with us, and he said,
Many
"Shakir
thanks,
bhai,
Ram Prapanna. Such a
Ram Prapanna
wonderful
is a dear
musician.
friend and a very good artist. So thank you for watching.
Yeah,
he
Ram
said,
Prapanna.
Shakir bhai, good to see you. All the best. Regards to Saudha Arts team."
Thank you. Thanks.
Then Kamalveer Singh ji is also watching. He said, "Wah wah, kya baat hai."
Many thanks, Kamalviji. Kamalviji is one of the finest violinists here in UK. He accompanied with Jagdish Singh ji and many other musicians. He's also a wonderful ghazal singer and a wonderful human being. Many thanks, Kamalviji, for watching.
Prati Khan, very interesting and enjoyable session. Raju Bob, is it possible for a light classical piece to be played in Raga Kamaj?
Raga, yeah, we can perhaps,
Thank
if
you, Saudha Arts, for organizing this session.
many thanks. Yeah, thanks for watching. And if you kindly share it to your timeline or your network, that would help us connect more audiences for this beautiful session. So thank you. And also, someone just asked to what raga did you say?
Sorry, Raga Kamaj.
Rakhamaj, yes. If Rakhamaj is also deemed as quite lighter mood raga, but it would be great to see how you depict, how you portray the rasa and roop of Rakhamaj.
Okay,
Your interpretation.
I'll play a short alap and try to sort of put my thoughts into it. Because any kind of I feel any kind of light classical or maybe folk, I would say, not
Mhm.
light classical like Raj Khamaj.
Mhm.
You need a very good taker for it. You
True.
need a very good accompaniment. Without that, the asar is not there. But
Understandable.
I'll play alap and try to bring some different ragas into it. I'll try a little bit of more into it.
So you move for Mishra Khamaj.
Yes, Mishra Khamaj.
क्या बात क्या बात क्या बात क्या बात क्या बात हाँ how beautiful is this, and how skillfully you amalgamated some other melodies with Hamad's. It's simply ethereal, simply beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Anyone would like to add anything? We are moving
I mean,
towards the end, actually.
you have quite rightly said, beautifully played. I will say it is soulful presentation, really.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Shakirji. And so often, when I was listening, it's a late afternoon in London, quite sunny and beautiful outside. I was just getting lost with this music. I mean, my words really failed me to describe. I will simply say beautiful, but it's not enough. I know that. It's much more than that. It's truly amazing. I think one of the best Sitar live session I have ever enjoyed. And really, really enjoying. And I would like to enjoy just staying in the same room, right, sitting in front of you. I'm not sure this opportunity will come in my lifetime. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Many, many thanks. My plan, Shakirji, my plan is to ask another question. It's up to your mood. And then we would like to finish with whatever you'd like to finish with. Let me perhaps get some few feedback, and then I'll ask you something, and then we'll end up with something that you would like to end up with. Mitul, would like to add anything?
Earlier, I missed a comment of Sanhita Nandiji. She wrote, joined just now, was listening to very beautiful Pilu by Shakir Bhai. Love and best wishes to you all. Stay well.
Sanita ji is one of the finest vocalists, Hindustani classical vocalist from Gharana. Many thanks, Sanita ji. She was featured as part of this concert series a few weeks ago. Many thanks for watching. Anything else you would like to add?
Yeah, just a couple more. Sabita Murthy, she has written soulful. Music is the only way to bring peace and happiness in one's life.
Exactly, and we have to spread this to the rest of the world as well. Yes.
Yeah. Then Usha Khanna, Wah Shaki ji Atma trapt ho gaye. God bless you.
Exactly.
Yeah. संजय दे बस डूब जाने दीजिए इस सुरों की दरिया में बहुत खूब सलाम आपको खाते भाई.
Many thanks. Anyone would like to add anything here? Shumona, Jasmine?
I'm just speechless, Kaishar bhai. I'm just speechless. In your
Same
words,
here.
I'm going to say that hypnotic. Just hypnotic,
Yes, that's the word. Exactly. Jasmine?
Just totally immersed into the whole session. I think your thoughts as well, what you were saying about being positive and sharing and learning through our experiences in life, I think was just powerful. And I think as a layperson with very limited knowledge of music, what it does to me personally is it transcends me to a different world. And I'm sure this kind of music where there is no words, it's an universal language. So we reach beyond, the geographical boundaries, the frontiers, and other divisions and boundaries that we usually have in our society. So at times like this, when we are all struggling with something like the coronavirus, I think this is just soulful to our heart, mind, and spiritually as well. Thank you so much. I can't express my gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. One thing that I came up with, when Jasmine was saying layman's point of view described, I think when a musician plays, correct me, Shakirji, if I'm wrong, they would like to play in front of ordinary people. They are not sitting for test. They are not sitting in front of some very technically sound people. Perhaps this gives them more pleasure, but the whole idea of music is to connect, so from soul to soul. So when they, I mean, that's why I think whatever you said is equally important for a musician, comparing with what Pandit or musically sound, musically knowledgeable people say. So many thanks for your feedback as well. Another thing that uh, I feel to ask, uh, perhaps we have a very good tradition of uh, uh, tradition of connecting audiences all around the world for this beautiful art form, Hindustani classical music. And we, at this moment, especially, it's very tough when after the globalization, there are so many music, so many art forms are developed from different corners of the world. And then, especially organizing point of view, every art form is struggling to find their own audiences. So, I mean, as a musician, I know that your father, your grandfather, or perhaps the other great musicians of Hindustani or Indian classical music, they have developed their own audiences. But did you have any vision to connect your, I mean, pushing the boundary, I should say, pushing the boundary of audiences, connecting audiences from all corners of the globe through collaboration, through different collaborations, perhaps? Collaboration with other music, and as far as I know, our music is so flexible. It can be adapted with any other, I mean, definitely meaningful art form of the globe.
Well, I would answer it. I'll break your questions actually. Then I would be
Okay,
able
good,
to a couple.
good.
So the first thing I would answer is, as you said, that every one in my family or all the greats have made their own
Mm,
audience.
mm,
Classical music is one field where you have to struggle, where you have to make your own audience. Just
mm,
because it's your father's audience or just because it's your family's audience, they're not going to come and pay for tickets for your show. You
true,
have to be good enough.
true.
And that's the challenge in classical music, that people think, oh, you're born in such a family, it's so easy for you. And actually, it becomes more difficult because, there's always comparison. There's a benchmark set, and that benchmark is so high that it is at the last level. And then you have to not match it, or at least try to walk that path. That is more difficult. But I think you have to build your own audience, and through your playing, through your emotions, through your expressions, through how you deal with your music and what you want to portray or what you want to give to people. I think that makes your own audience. And secondly, I just said, obviously, I love to connect more, and that's why I've collaborated with many jazz musicians. And
Oh, great,
yes,
great.
earlier in 2007 or 6, I was playing in Pune, my hometown, and a very good drummer, Bernhard Schimpelsberger. He lives
You
in
said
London.
Poland. You attended a festival in Poland, didn't
That was Woodstock Festival. That was
you?
different. But
Yeah.
here I was. So this guy approached me. He's a wonderful musician, and he's like, I have a band, and I really love the sound of sitar. And I was like, I know nothing about jazz. I've not heard it before. I will be brutally honest with you. I just won't say yes because I'll be going to Europe or touring. I was young at that point of time, so because of that, I had to listen or know more about jazz. I had no knowledge at that point of time. I started listening to it, and as like classical music, you have to have some kind of knowledge to not understand jazz, but at least to be able to listen or hear it, for a longer period of
Mm,
time. So it took me a while to sort of develop that taste. But also when I played with jazz musicians, I learned a lot, and
mhm,
it's a different world altogether, and how to fit in and how to play or how when not to play, and so many things I learned. So that was a process of learning. I wanted to explore that side of the world, and I'm very open to all kinds of music which I like, first of all, and which suits my instrument or suits my playing or my mood or whatever. And so that's how I want to build my audience, and I want to be available. I want to be sort of play. I want to. I don't want to restrict myself to only one kind of music, and but saying that what we've been taught, I'll stick to my roots, and the purity should not be gone. That's the main thing. That's the one thing I've always learned, and my father has been very strict and disciplined about that fact, that the purity, the essence of your music, the culture, the roots, you have
mhm,
to always remember them.
mhm,
You you can play with jazz musicians, you can play with flamenco musicians, you can play any kind of music, but if you forget who you are, then
Exactly.
you're neither here nor there. That's what
Rightly
I
said.
think is very important, the most important ingredient in any musician's collaborating life, that he has to understand the roots. And I like to stick to purity, to the basics, and I love the purity of music, and I love it too much to just let it go. So that is what I would like to do.
Thank you. Thank you. And did you, just out of curiosity, did you try with any other art forms, or just you from childhood you knew that you would play sitar?
Well, Sitar was a very obvious choice for me, because when I was really little, when I didn't start it, I used to see my father play, and that
Mm,
was the only one inspiration I had, that I wanted to do what my father was doing, and I started playing the sitar.
mm,
And it just comes. Sometimes it comes naturally. Sometimes you have to work hard. But I think everything has to come together,
true.
in performing or making our fun artist. And I think I was lucky enough.
So the last question from me is, when you listen, I want to know a bit more about your listening style. So who do you listen, perhaps first of all, and then when you listen, what are the features that you look at when you listen? Perhaps when you look at your father's playing, what amazes you? What are the elements that amazes you? What are the elements that you look at or search for?
My father's playing, everything amazes me. I just feel he's not human, and
Hmm,
how
exactly.
can he do what he does? So I'm always amazed.
So
I've been
when you look at perhaps other musicians, what are the elements that you search for? What would you like to see to be featured in their playing
like
or in their singing?
I feel there are three types of listening or
Mhm,
listeners.
mhm,
So the first will be emotional listening. So if any my brother or my friend or my relative is playing, I'll be emotional towards listening to that person.
mhm,
So that's emotional listening. One would be actual listening, that you have no bias, you have no thoughts about what you want from that artist. You just go and listen and just take whatever good is there. And there are some kind of listeners who are critical listeners.
mhm,
So they just want to see, oh, where this guy is going wrong, or what is not right, or something like that. I would not do that kind of listening, because always I've been taught. My father always tells me that every artist has something to give, and you have to take it. And
mhm,
when you listen to different artists and you take something from them, it is going
mhm.
to add to your knowledge, and it's going to add to your playing. So that's you're going to get benefited with that. So critical listening is out. Emotional, I can get emotional when my any of my relatives are playing. There are so many great musicians around, but I think actual listening is the main thing I would like to do. And I like to listen to all kinds of music, all kinds of musicians. Even in classical music, I listen to everyone and try to just take the good, or take what I can take from them, and that's going to benefit me.
Yeah, yeah. Perhaps anyone has got anything would like to go for the performance, perhaps. Anyone?
Yes, I
Shumana, please.
just, okay, Shumanati,
Go
you
on,
go
go
first.
on, Mitali,
Please.
go on. After you, Mitali.
Thank
After you.
you. Yeah, I felt so much absorbed in your music, Shakir. So it was almost like stepping into a stream and joining the flow. It was absolutely hypnotic, and I'm sure many hearts have been solaced and refreshed by your music tonight. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining.
you so much. Thank you for your kind words.
Shumana.
No, you've asked my question already, Kaishab Bhai, that I wanted to ask that did you have any option of choosing any other instrument before deciding to be a sitar player? So I got my answer.
Or
And
perhaps
then there
writing
is
poetry, or perhaps writing poetry or other art forms.
or
Yes.
other art forms. I
Mhm.
mean,
Painting,
that's what I
perhaps.
was going to. Yes, yes.
Mhm.
But you said, from the very childhood, you wanted to become a sitar player, follow your father's
Exactly.
footsteps,
Choice was quite
and
obvious. Yeah.
quite obvious. And of course, another thing, there's no doubt that you've got a very rich upbringing and very, maybe you're privileged to have born in this family, but the position you are in now, you are worthy of that position, you know, very much. So big salute to you and my regards, and so humble and so happy today.
We are moving for the last performance. Jasmine, would you like to ask anything?
Just maybe, I think when we go through these difficult periods, we quite often see, I'm quite optimistic person, so I like to think about the positive things. So these series of concerts have been sort of the most positive highlights, if you like, of this really difficult period. And I just wanted to ask you, beyond this pandemic, what's the kind of things that you would like to see in this world? What's your vision for the musical world beyond this pandemic?
Well, I always think about the youth, the youngsters and the kids, you know. I think they should get more inclined towards our music. And from very early age, I think it's the duty of the parents to kind of imbibe or keep them in tandem with our classical music. Just make them listen a little bit when they're growing up, so that they're not completely lost when they have to make a choice of what music they want to listen. So I just think the youngsters are the power and they are the future of our music. So that's the one reason I also took up teaching, because sometimes the young people can relate to a younger teacher more than someone who's a legend or who's.
Exactly.
So that's the one reason I took up teaching. And I think the young generation has to be more dedicated, and they have to understand where they come from and their culture and their roots. And of course, they should know a little bit about classical music. That's what I think.
Many thanks, Shakir ji. We are moving for your last performance, but the things that amazes me equally along with your performance is that you are very open. First of all, the root has to be intact, but very open to collaborate. Because obviously this music has to be in the world stage always and connect more global audiences, non-Indian audiences, as equally as Indian audiences. And only way we can do it through meaningful collaboration. And we are, I mean, perhaps you may find a bit more about Saudha. We have collaborated with many other art forms and trying to give an interpretation of this philosophically deeper music with poetry sometime, with some other art forms, visual interpretation through dance forms, and some other Western classicals in some extent. We did Sebastian Bach's Goldberg variation with Rag Chayanat. And next year, perhaps I'm personally keen to working with you. Perhaps we have developed a project, I should say, I mean, reinterpret some of the global art form, which is, for an example, our Frida Kahlo's surrealistic painting, try to reinterpret her printing through Indian classical music, both from vocal and instrumental, because Frida's painting is melancholic. It's hugely melancholic, and our music is immensely melancholic as well. So we are trying to connect as many art form around the globe and try to interpret this art form with Hindustani or Indian classical music. So look forward to having you in live events featuring Saudha's programs. Have you ever been in perhaps in Britain for performance?
Yes. Last year I was there and I played the International Sitar Festival.
Oh.
So I played in London, Leicester, Birmingham, and Newcastle.
Oh, great. So let's see how. I mean, let's wait for the lockdown, the fate of lockdown, and look forward to
Looking forward.
seeing you as part of this.
I always feel when you have a good lunch or dinner, you should end it with a good dessert. So
Mm.
this is going to be it. And I'll play the very famous Afghan folk song, which everyone likes.
Right. Ahmad. Many, many thanks. Those who are watching, love and respect for all of you. I find really challenging after listening great music like this. I find it really challenging to speak. So many thanks for watching. Tomorrow, Rajvinder Kaur will be featured as part of this concert series at 4 p.m. And she's a wonderful ghazal singer, very talented ghazal singer from India, Punjab, Amritsar of Punjab. So please join us and let us finish with some of my favorite verses from Edgar Allan Poe after this beautiful celestial recital. There is a silence where hath been no sound. There is a silence where no sound may be, in the cold grave, under the deep, deep sea, or in the wide desert where no life is found, which hath been mute, and still must sleep profound. No voice is hushed, no life treads silently, but clouds and cloudy shadows wander free. So let us get immersed into silence. Let us have a wonderful rest of the evening. Namaskar, salam to Shakir Khanji for this memorable session. It is memorable session, and many thanks for all of our panel members. See you
Thank you.
soon again.
Thank you.